Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Disintegrator, and this is the Kiwisix upgrade video sequence. And in case you don't know what the Kiwisix is, it is made by Kiwitechnics in New Zealand, and it essentially is a replacement main board for your Poly 6 that will not only replace that diseased old rotted out board, but at the same time it will give it all kinds of MIDI functionality and expanded patch memory and a whole bunch of other cool stuff. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Now this video in particular is just going to be the unboxing. I'm not going to do anything with the kit, but I just wanted you to see what we all are looking at when you buy one of these. And by the way, this kit can come by itself or as a bundle with the power supply upgrade. And just to sort of put you guys into the loop, if you haven't been following, I actually have 3 Poly 6 units here at the shop in varying states. I call them Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, with Alpha being the nicest one and Gamma being the worst one. Gamma has been dismembered into its circuit boards, and they're here all around the desk. But Beta and Alpha are in varying states of goodness, and one of them had the old Crow's replacement PCB put into it, and as you saw in the other video, okay, that voice board needed calibration, but it actually was working quite nicely. Now this is the alternative to the old Crow. And of course it does more than just replace the PCB with something new. It actually expands the synthesizer altogether and turns it into what they were calling the Kiwisix. So cool. So yes, I have well, I have 2. I ordered 2 and I also ordered, in addition to the 2, I ordered a separate power supply upgrade, and I'll get into this in a second, or I'll get into this right now. Let's take a look at this power supply. Let me just grab this loose power supply here. You're going, what about the unboxing? Well, okay. Hold steady. It'll happen. All right. So this here is the stock Poly 6 power supply, and essentially the story behind all this is that while Murray from Kiwitechnics was developing the upgrade, he discovered, and he had a number of Poly 6s come through his shop that he was going to repair, and then using them to develop the upgrade, he discovered one thing in common, and that was all too often the very, very precious voice board was full of blown components. And not just, caps and stuff like that, but also these very precious SSM chips here. And these SSM chips are not that cheap to replace, and these are all part of the voice chain. So there are 2 SSM chips per voice, and one of them is the filter, I believe, and the other one, I believe, has to do with the waveform generator. I'm not 100% sure. Could be wrong about that, but the bottom line here, and we can get into this in another video, is these 2 chips are quite rare. One of them costs, I believe, if you can get it, one of them is like $50 to replace if you can get the best deal possible, and the other one is more like 10, or is it more? I'm just ranting now, aren't I? Well, don't worry about that. Bottom line here is that the power supply on the Poly 6 was blowing out not just easy to replace chips, but also these nice ones, these SSMs, which are harder to replace. So at the end of the day, Murray didn't feel comfortable putting in his Kiwisix upgrade if he didn't address the power supply. So let me just show you. I'm going to just show you. I ordered this separate one outside of the 2 full upgrade kits, mainly because I have a 3rd Poly 6, as I say. I have 3 of them. 2 of them I'm going to make into Kiwisixes. The other one is going to be the stock Poly 6 for reference, and I don't, want that one burning out. So here it is. Look at this. Isn't that brilliant? Look at that. Feast your eyes on this beautiful circuit board. That's pretty happening. So you take a look here, and it looks like it's a dead ringer for fit, but obviously you're going to need to move, have a trained tech if you can't do this yourself, but these connectors are going to have to come off of the other board and go onto the new board, into these new holes prepared for it. These connectors are very hard to source, and obviously you're going to want to take your fuses as well and transfer them over. And then I got, in this kit here, there was a little plastic bag with the what are the mylar, pieces of mylar to act as electrical insulators. And then at the same time we got some conductive paste in order to put them down so that they conduct heat to the rails. Okay, so just as an aside, I highly recommend, even if you're not going to buy a Kiwisix, buy the Kiwisix Power Upgrade. Definitely worth your money and peace of mind to know that you've got a modern power supply that won't suddenly overcharge or overload, or in other words, fry this venerable vintage board over here. Okay? Alright, great. So we've got that sorted. Let's get on with the unboxing. Always love this part. A little early for Christmas, but hey, why not? So we'll open it up. Okay, so the first thing I'm seeing in here, look at this. It's got anti-static bags and anti-static stickers, caution stickers. It's really a class act, this Kiwitechnics. Okay, so Kiwitechnics. I believe this is for the mod wheel. A small mod for the mod wheel. I'm not sure. I haven't read my manual thoroughly, but I will before I actually install it. I promise. We'll have a video covering everything once I know what's going on. So there's this part of the kit, and yeah, this is the big kahuna here. It's again wrapped in foil. Ooh. I like that. That is very, very slick looking. Now, a couple of points. Here is basically the processor, and as you can see, it's a surface mount, pretty fine pitch surface mount. And oh, look at that, he's made a CPU adapter, and that rides on the card, so that's cool. If your CPU blows out, you can just replace this card and put in a new one, or if you have some sort of a problem along the way involving, I don't know, botched firmware or something like that. That's really nice. That's a very, very nice feature. And here we have what are basically going to stand in for the plugs. Right. That's cool. So you don't actually have to cannibalize any of your plugs from the other board like you would with the old Crow board. Alright, so there's that. Get this in the kit. Put that off to the side. Woohoo! And this, of course, is the power supply board, which I showed you separately. So we don't need to go into that now. That's the power supply upgrade. Put that aside. Move aside these packing peanuts, and another one of these guys. Take care not to cut my fingers in the process. This doesn't come in the kit. This is a JX3P upgrade I ordered separately, and Kiwitechnics saved on shipping by including that. So you don't get that. Ooh. Oh, now that's nice. Okay, let's have a look at this. Now this is really classy. If you do the Hausensteiner MIDI mod or any other one, you have to drill the case on your Poly 6. And look what this comes with. This comes with a pre-screened, it's pre-screened, wow, that's really nice. A pre-screened back panel with MIDI in and out, pre-wired for you. And this is really beautiful, an IEC 3-prong, and you know how we feel about IEC 3-prongs. They're much, much better to have. So then this goes into your power board, not the one that we just got the kit for, but the other power board, the one that goes next to the transformer. So, okay, again, you know, voltages will kill you. do not install this kit unless you are qualified. Okay? Not a big deal to get someone who's qualified to install this, and it's not that expensive. Consider the safety and sanity of your body and the safety and sanity of your precious Poly6 are riding on this, so, you know, don't get too cocky. That is really nice. So that power panel upgrade alone, I think, is worth $100, $200, and it's just part of this. Okay, so let's keep going. Now, one of the criticisms that the Kiwi 3P upgrade got way back when it first released was the fact that, you know, there were these stickers that you'd have to put on your front panel, and if in fact you're dealing with a mint condition JX3P, that could look a little tacky. So look what he's come up with now. Okay, that's the other side. Look at this. Huh? What do you say to that? It's metal. So we have basically, and this is looking dull because it's got a protective film on it. When you peel that film off, it's going to look like $1 million. So this is really cool, and this is just the right size to go over the Poly6 logo. If your Poly6 logo is scratched up, I've seen a lot of them where the Poly6 logo is scratched up, and if it isn't scratched up, you could put it over on the other side of the synth, over where the mod wheel is. Mod wheel and bend wheel are. There we are. So this is very nice, and there is a metal Kiwitechnics badge in there as well. Very classy, and that's great because, you know, ultimately at the end of the day you're making this into a collectible synth in its own right by making it a Kiwisix. And to be honest with you, just having the sticker there, how long would that last? But this is a screen printed metal badge along the same lines as the old Prophet 5. It's going to last for, you know, 50, 100 years if you don't scrape it up. So I'm very impressed with that. Here's a couple of ribbon connector adapter. I'm not sure what that's for. There's some zap ties. I've got some resistors and other sundry things in here. I'm starting to think at this point that maybe, in fact, now I think about this some more. This is a Kiwi 3P that Marie sent me separate, so I think I made a mistake earlier on when I talked about that separate module being for the mod wheel. That may actually be a chorus mod for the JX3P upgrade that I had shipped to me, because I have another JX3P here in the shop, but we won't get into that right now. Okay, great, so there we go. Just a quick overview of some of the goodies that you get inside this incredible kit, and I highly recommend, and I haven't even installed it yet, so I'm just geeking out over just the quality of what you actually get in this kit. I mean, what's included is pretty impressive, and you just wouldn't have expected this to have been the case just a few years ago. I mean, this was unheard of. This was science fiction. So once again, kudos to Kiwitechnics, and we'll follow through the rest of this video whereby we actually install this in a Poly6, get it all tuned up, follow the instructions according to the manuals. There's a full calibration sequence in the PDF that comes with. So, and you can download that, by the way, from Kiwitechnics.com if you want to read it up front, just to get an idea of the in-depth amount of thought that's gone into this entire procedure. So, hey, I'm blown away. 5 stars. So we'll proceed along, and I'm going to post videos as soon as I can, guys. Just understand, things are going crazy with work and everything else like that. I'm just trying to get as much of it done as I can, but it will have to take a back seat to real life. But, you know, we all love it, so we'll do it if we can, and sooner than later. All right. Talk to you later. Sid the Grader out.